Before we get started, I want to let you know that I started a brand new channel called Interesting Enough, where I talk about interesting stuff like will the economy collapse because of this virus? How long it will take us to create the vaccine? Is the Rothschilds family is as rich as we think? And a lot of other interesting stuff. There are already a few videos you can watch right now, so head to the channel by clicking in the link in the description and subscribe. The pandemic seems to have struck everyone, from simple employees to world's wealthiest people. It's not half of the year yet, and the number of billionaires has already dropped to 2,095. And their combined wealth fell to just $8 trillion. It seems like life is difficult up there at the top. But most of them should not complain, because almost half of them simply inherited their wealth. Of course, it's not easy to sustain so much wealth in the first place, but it's way more difficult and challenging to make that much money in the first place. How long do you think you need to make $1 billion? Or let's take a smaller number. How about $100 million? Or even just $1 million? Assuming you're a professional who makes $100 an hour, which is multiple times more than the average wage, it will take you almost 5 years to make $1 million if you don't pay taxes and save every penny. Sounds not bad, right? But to make $1 billion, you need almost 5,000 years. If you want to compete with likes of Bezos or Gates, you need to work for 480,769 years at least, but you probably won't even live for more than 100 years. So what does it take to get rich? A lifetime, maybe even multiple lifetimes. That's why 45% of all billionaires have inherited their wealth. Wealth has cheat codes. You can't attain one unless you're going to use them. Even if you manage to earn $1,000 an hour, the only way to building wealth is to understand the system and take advantage out of it. Wealth is making money while you're sleeping. Don't aim to make 6 figures. Aim to make 6 figures while you're sleeping. We associate wealth with yachts, supercars, and jets. Supercars might be in a reasonable range, but flying private or owning a yacht is so expensive that even most millionaires can't afford them. Private jets usually cost tens of millions of dollars. On top of that, it takes another few $1,000,000 for maintenance every single year. You can't be spending every penny you earn on that private jet. You still need a shelter over your head and bread on the table. So you have to earn tens of millions of dollars a year to afford a private jet or a yacht. Even those who are making so much money are using private jet membership at best. Because again, private jets are so expensive that even millionaires can't afford them. But yachts even more. Those super yachts you see on the screen of your smartphone are beyond what even billionaires can afford, since their price tag goes beyond hundreds of millions of dollars to several billions. A luxury life might seem attractive, but attaining wealth can break you. Being mentally strong enough to handle so much stress isn't easy. After a long day, you can come back home and chill while you're watching Netflix. But the CEO of your company that drives Bentley can't afford that. He has no such thing leaving work at work. Imagine having dinner with your spouse and then having 100 other things on your mind that you haven't finished yet. Whether you go to bed at 1 or 2 a.m., the alarm will go sharp off at 6 a.m. every single day, even on Saturdays and Sundays, and you can't afford to hit that snooze button. There is no such thing, I don't want to do this or I can't do this. You have to get the job done one way or another. There is no one you can turn to because everyone turns to you. Every decision you make will impact a ton of other people. Investors on one side, employees on the other side, and you have to survive somehow in the middle. Didn't do enough today? Perfect! Now you have 200 things to do tomorrow. Vacation? The very concept of a vacation or even weekends is erased from your memory. What are you going to delegate? What you don't? Where is your focus? Is the budget accurate? Is cash flow in balance? How is the team feeling? Is morale high or low? Where do you place your next bet? Your chief engineer wants to leave the company. Can you stop him? If not, have you already found a replacement? An endless number of decisions are lying on your desk waiting for you, from planning to everything else, and most importantly, you are responsible for each of them going wrong. The moment you shift your focus to HR only, that moment your product suffers and your lead engineers start quitting, or vice versa. The moment you drive to the office with a Ferrari, the entire culture of the company turns upside down. The rest of the team will start blowing the company's budget as if there is no tomorrow. You made it look possible. The company is making money. Let's all have fun. You are responsible for their actions. The entire company will take an example of you. So you have to set the bar high enough to create a culture that leads the company in the right direction. Late for a meeting? Next time your lead engineer would be late, so as the rest of the team. You're literally expected to make no mistakes at all, because every mistake carries with it enormous consequences that your company might not be able to afford. You can afford parties though, but that can easily soften you. If your focus isn't where it's supposed to be, the business will definitely suffer. Sometimes it's luck. You're at the right time with the right people at the right place with the right idea and the right skills. You climb to the top quickly. But that's an exception because the overwhelming vast majority of people will have to spend decades to climb to the top. And all that's waiting for you there is endless work. People imagine that somewhere at the top there is a place that you reach where you can relax and enjoy life. And they would sacrifice their mental and even physical health to achieve it. Fortunately or unfortunately, there isn't. That's why a wise man once said, "Stop hoping for a completion of anything in life. Life is a flow. It stops when you get buried 6 feet down the ground. Till then, it's a challenge that you take every single day. When you're in school, you want to get to college. When you get to college, you realize that life isn't as glamorous in college as you imagined. So you wait to graduate and get a proper job. When you get a job, you realize that you need to get a better job to enjoy the pleasures life has to offer. And as you keep climbing the ranks, you keep imagining that your next step is going to be your final destination. Little do you know that time isn't waiting for you. At some point, you will question yourself. What's next? Why am I hustling so much? Especially when you solve all the problems that money can solve. It takes a universe of discipline and willpower to keep doing what you're doing. Such thoughts lead to depression and can even break you. Chasing money isn't really a great purpose. You see, the moment you earn enough to keep all the bill collectors away from your door, travel to all the places you have always imagined, and buy that fancy car, you lose your purpose to earn more. But the reality is, you did not have much purpose in the first place. To avoid falling into depression, we need to be valuable members of the society, and that perfectly aligns with creating wealth. I don't have to lecture you on the fact that the more value you bring to the society, the more money you would probably be making, and eventually more wealth you will be able to build. Every morning you wake up, the goal should be taking the best out of the day, doing your best to move one tiny step higher. At the end of the day, what is success? Nothing but many small good decisions are taken over a long period of time. It doesn't matter what path you have chosen to get rich. If you focus on doing your best every single day, you will get closer to that goal. Eventually, those small little achievements that mean nothing in the short run will turn into one big giant leap. Don't focus on the long run. You might not live to see it. Focus just on today, on how much you can get done today. This simple habit will have the greatest impact on your results. I hope you guys have enjoyed this video. Make sure to give this video a thumbs up and leave a comment because that will really help the channel. And of course, hit the subscribe button and the bell besides it if you're new around here. Thanks for watching and until next time.